It's goodbye to the Chief Exec, Denise Barrett-Baxendale, to the Chief Finance and Strategy Officer, Grant Ingalls, and Non-Executive Director, Graeme Sharp. They've all gone, left their roles because they haven't been able to go and see their team play because of safety issues, protests, etc., etc. They're out, they've gone. They say they'll continue to watch the club's fortunes from distance, the club that they feel proud to have served. But is this a win for the fans? Is it a win, if you like, for intimidation? Because the fans who wanted them out have got their way. Is Bill Kenwright going to be next? Looks like it. Is Moshiri going to be next? Could well be. Steve's a big Evertonian. Steve, good morning.
All right, Jim. Yeah, I'm 70 this year. I've been a season ticket holder at Everton since I was 9. Along with my sons, we were part of what Simon Jordan called as mob rule. We've demonstrated against the board, and rightly so. The last 2 years, the one thing that got Everton over the line was the fans. The fans are the greatest thing about this football club. And for Simon Jordan to call me a member of some sort of mob, I want an apology from him. I won't get one.
You will get an apology if the reference was. But if you hold on, you can't ask me to do something and then stop me from doing it before I've even explained to you the reasons why I will or won't. If you believe this was aimed at you and it was specific and explicit to you, then fine, I would be apologising to you if I was inaccurate. My understanding of the situation is that the way that the conversation was framed at me was the terminology mob rule, and I kind of concurred with it and agreed with it, because some of the feedback that I've got and some of the understanding I've got is that some of the behaviour of certain sections of the fans, maybe not you, Steve, and your strong views of demonstrating that you have you're disenfranchised from your football club and the performance of its board of directors, and I can understand that, but some of the fans were putting these guys, right or wrong, in the way of significant jeopardy. That's what I've been told. That's why they're staying away from the football ground. That's what they've been demanded to do by security firms. And I don't think anybody should think that's particularly palatable. And I don't think it's palatable.
I sit about 20 yards away from the director's box, and I've never seen anyone try to enter the director's box, intimidate anyone in the director's box or anything.
Well, I heard about Bill Kenwright and his experiences.
You've heard wrong, mate.
Well, Steve, you haven't let me finish yet, right? So you weren't there, so you don't know what I'm going to say. I've heard from a number of sources, not just Bill Kenwright, that last year at Crystal Palace, the reaction from certain sections of the Everton fan base and the nature of what they were purporting to want to do to him was quite extreme. So I didn't see it. You're absolutely right. But I did hear it from a number of sources. So when I've seen the fact that people are staying away, because I don't care what you would shout at me, Steve, if I was in the board of Everton, I would still be there. But the nature of the fact that they weren't there and they felt so unable to be there, they're either a bunch of flakes and they're cowards, or their security firms were giving them advice that they really shouldn't be there. And if you think that's okay, Steve, that's fine. That's your view.
Yeah,
I don't.
Who are you talking about as flakes and cowards? The fans or the board?
No, the board of directors.
They are flakes and cowards, yeah. I agree with you there.
So they're security firms that told them to stay away. This is all a pack of lies, and they just stayed away because they're flakes and cowards.
The flakes and cowards because of the position they put the football club in. Over the last 25 years under Ken Wright's stewardship, Everton have gone down, 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 and down again.
Steve, let me interrupt you for a second. I'm going to anyway.
They got relegated in 1994.
Club legend Graeme Sharp, a flake and a coward. You seriously telling me that?
Yeah, not as a.
You seriously telling me that?
It breaks my heart what's happened to Graeme.
Are you seriously telling me that?
Yeah, he is at the moment. Yeah, has he come out and once and said anything that supports what the fans are doing? He hasn't said anything. He's just sat and took.
Wonder how he's feeling this morning. I wonder how he's feeling this morning, Steve.
Like me, I hope. Like me, because for the last 2 years, this football club has broke my heart.
But who do you think's responsible for that, really, Steve? If we're gonna have this conversation, do you not think it's Moshiri? Because I do.
Yeah, of course I do.
So why are you screaming about Moshiri then?
I am screaming about Moshiri. I want him gone. But you know what? Unfortunately, that's out of my hands. You know, I'd love a socialist billionaire that lives on County Road to buy Everton.
Yeah, but they don't exist. They don't really exist.
Socialist billionaire. Never met one of them. Listen, Steve, thanks for your call. Mike's another Evertonian. Mike, good morning. What's your take on all of this?
Morning, gents.
Morning.
I think some of what Steve said carries a bit of value. My view, and again, I've been going more than 50 years to Everton, season tickets holder. What I've watched, in particularly the last 5 years, 3 of them in particular, I've never seen anything as bad. Now, all that tells me is that the entire hierarchy of the football club isn't fit for purpose. They're not good enough. They're not running the football club correctly. Everything's wrong. There's nothing right about Everton. Not a single.
So when you nearly got relegated and Graham Stewart scored a goal on the last minute at home to Wimbledon, these are not situations that have manifested themselves historically for Everton then. This is all just to do with the current regime.
That was to do with the owner before Bill, which was the VP Johnson.
Right, so he's crap too then?
He asset stripped the football club. He sold the best player. He sold everything he had.
So Mashiri hasn't asset stripped the football club?
Hang on, Simon.
Go on.
Peter Johnson was propping up his own business, Plough Foods, through Everton, because his business was failing. That's what he did. So that's a different matter. Well, all I've seen now, at least those teams, the players could compete, because all we're left with now, barring Pickford, and this is no disrespect to the players who've given everything, every game, I don't subscribe to this, they're not trying, they are trying. But you know what? They're not good enough, the players, because all we've got left is a team of squad players. There's only Pickford could walk into another Premier League side. Nobody else.
You have survived in the Premier League, obviously, Mike. I mean, that's not lost on you. And you are about to be playing in a wonderful new stadium, which is being built.
Yes. No. At what cost, Jim?
Well, not the same cost as Leicester, I guess. The bottom line is, Mike, is I'm trying to understand where you think you're going to go with the attitude of getting rid of the ball. Now, in my conversation, which Steve didn't care to listen to, I was quite pointed about the performance of the board and suggested that there is an argument that they should actually be taken out the door, and there is an argument about the nature of their performances. He didn't hear that bit. He only heard the bit when I accused the fans of certain bits of behaviour which are not acceptable. I don't think a board of directors being prohibited to go to a football ground because the nature of the jeopardy they've been put in is a good advertisement for any football club.
I'd agree with that, and if people have threatened people, that's nonsense. That's wrong. Especially with Kenwright. Kenwright's an old boy. You know, you don't threaten them with him. He's a pensioner. What are people thinking? But that's their business. I think the point is that towards the end of this, the last couple of months, I think the fans have done things, I believe, the right way, because they focused on the team, supported the team. When the game's finished, they've made the frustrations known. There's been no violence. There's been no aggression. They've just stood there, shouted what they're going to shout, and you go home. So I don't know what all of a sudden, violence, aggression, threats.
Okay, Mike. No, we do know it's been fairly hostile. We know that for a fact. Before we hit the break, we're going to hear from Craig, who's been waiting patiently. Craig, good morning. Give us your take.
Good morning, gents. My take is I absolutely agree with Simon on this issue. It is Mashiri. Bill Kenwright, for me, has been an absolute stalwart for Everton. He's just as much as an Evertonian as any of us. And at the end of the day, okay, he misplaced and he's made the wrong decision. However, he did take his time and he tried to do his best to find the right person for the club. Unfortunately, that was wrong at the end of the day, and that he's not going to take us forward.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.